Hello, friends. You're welcome to the Wise Builders and My Godly Spouse online weekly platform. My name is Reverend Dolapo Agoro-Adeniyi. I'm a pastor, I'm a lawyer, and I'm a relationship coach. Is there anything bothering you? Life comes with some challenges sometimes. If you want to rub minds or you want confidential advice, are you single? Do you want to marry? Do you want me to vet your relationship for you? Don't fall a victim. You know, where children of God are, the children of the other side are as well. So, if you know you want to do things right, or you've made a mistake and you want counseling, sometimes quitting is not the best way forward. You need to fight it out in a very godly way. You need a godly counsel. So speak to me after the show. My numbers are on the platform and how you contact me. Thank you very much. Looking forward to see you. Sit back. Enjoy this show. It comes weekly on Wednesdays, and I trust you will not regret your time. God bless you all. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good to see you tonight. You're welcome to the Wise Builders, our weekly relationship online platform. And I'm happy to be in your presence again. We thank the Lord for His grace and His mercy. My name is Reverend Dolapo Agoro-Adeniyi. If tonight is the first time that you're coming my way or you're on this platform, I really appreciate you and I celebrate you. The Lord bless you, keep you, and make His face to shine upon you as ever in Jesus' name. And if you're one of our regulars, returnees, I just appreciate you for keeping us going, for sharing your experiences with us. And for the sake of those that are here for the first time, the way we run the My Godly Spouse, the way I run the platform is interactive. Nobody has the embodiment of all the wisdom and knowledge. So iron sharpeneth iron. We rub our minds, we share our experiences, and then your comments, please let us have it tonight. I've got a guest with me in the studio, and for those of you on Instagram, you're welcome. You're welcome to our Instagram family. Good evening, everyone on Instagram. Again, I'm Dolapo Agoro-Adeniyi. Welcome you. I'm presenting the Wise Builders Wednesdays as usual. So I have a guest with me in the studio. Unfortunately, Instagram, you cannot see my guest because my app and other platform does not share onto Instagram. So I'm using another device to share onto Instagram. But you can join us on my YouTube page, Dolapo Agoro-Adeniyi, or join us on Facebook if you want to see the guest. But obviously, you can type your comments and I'll read it out. So it's good to see you. So I've got with me a guest. He's a barrister. He's a very good friend of mine, Barrister Emmanuel Buraima. So I'm going to bring him into the studio in a minute. Hold on for me. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Oh,
It's good to see
hello,
you.
ma.
Thank
Nice
you
to see you, ma.
so much. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation, and thank you for being part of us, because one of the things I find out that there's so much that this generation and incoming generation needs to learn from some of us and all of us as well. So I'm happy that we have a balanced studio tonight. We have a man and a woman, so you won't say, oh, Reverend Dolly is kind of biased, she's a woman, or Mr. Ibrahima is this. So I've got with me an experienced man. He's been a very good friend for years, and he's very, how can I say, it's very articulate, very compassionate, and very passionate at the same time with his work ethics, and he's very proactive. He's a complete businessman and professional to the core. I love him so much. No, but let me use that word. I like him so much because of his wife, so that she's not jealous. But she knows I love her husband with a love this time around. She's a very confident and woman, and she knows the husband very well. So thank you so much, sir, on a more serious note, for honoring our invite tonight. So
Thank
I'm
you,
going
man.
to need you to introduce yourself to, because I just feel in Yoruba like they said, Oninkola and Joshe, artist today. It is best if you say, yeah,
Eh,
you wear several caps that if I want to dwell on you, then we will not go to the, so I'll just leave you in a nutshell to just tell us who you are as we welcome you so that our guests can know you. Thank you, sir.
and thank you, man. Anyway, my name is Emmanuel Bravo. Um, I'm a barrister and solicitor of in of Supreme Court in Nigeria, and I'm also a qualified solicitor here in United Kingdom, and I'm also a financial advisor here, and I also practice as a mortgage broker as well. And I love football. I love reading and hobbies as well, and music. So I think that should be enough for the
I
moment.
know, because you don't want to tell our guests how you are eating all the UK money, and we were talking before we into the studio how you were a banker in Nigeria and you were one of those that ate all the money in Nigerian banks before running to UK.
No way. I wish it is well.
I'm
I
only
wish.
joking. Bless you, sir. And there's one thing about you that I would just like to say to the audience: if there's a man that's so supportive of other people's vision, and Mr. Abramo will always be there. Once he just knows that you're doing something good, people like that are really rare nowadays. He throws his weight in it, whether it's spiritual or physical, and he just wants you successful. So thank you so much, sir. We really celebrate and appreciate your support. The Lord bless you, sir.
Amen. Man.
So thank you for honoring us tonight. Now we have a topic that we want to discuss tonight. Good evening, Mommy Bimpe Akintola. I cite you, ma. The Lord bless you and honor you, ma. Thank you, ma. Right. So tonight we want to deliberate and talk about finance in the home. Especially the topic we have is, it's not finance like that, but I just want it to, it's an issue that's been, especially for some of us in the Western world, and not only the Western world now, for people in Africa, all over the world now, things are changing. It's the 21st century. So the topic is, should a highly paid working class professional wife, that is a woman working, so should a highly paid working class professional wife be receiving maintenance allowance from her husband, whether the husband is highly paid or not? That's the first question. Then the B part of it is, what are the 21st century obstacles to this? And the third one is, how do we navigate the headship of the home? So we have three interlinked issues that we are discussing tonight. The first one is, should a highly paid working class woman, professional, whether in a business or whatever, so highly placed, that's why I use those terms, either 9 to 5 or self-employed, the most, or professional, the most important thing, someone that's receiving good pay, still be receiving maintenance allowance from my husband. We don't know what the Bible says about this. Whether the husband now is highly paid or not, should this still? So let me give you an example. Let's assume I'm on 35 grand or 50 grand per annum. I'm making a lot of money, and then my husband is making like 20 grand per annum, almost twice. I'm making twice his pay, or maybe even just more. And then, do I still expect him as the husband to still give me maintenance? And this is a struggle for, I've counseled a lot of people within UK, and one of the things is the man is always like, but women makes, especially in UK now, all Western world, most women make a lot of money than men. And then our men are getting complacent. They're like, but pastor, she's making 50 grand, I'm only making 20 grand, and even I hardly have any savings. Should I still be giving money to this woman maintenance? So that's the question that we want to ask. So I'll throw it. Thank you, Instagram. I cite you. God bless you. So I throw it open to you. In this 21st century, as a Christian and otherwise, do we, as a woman, should we still rely or expect our men to still give us maintenance money despite our huge paycheck? Thank you, sir. Over to you, Mr. Brimo, sir.
Yes. Let me give you a shock to say generally, yes, men should still give their spouses, their wives, maintenance money. Even if, like you gave example, assuming that the wife is earning about 50,000 pounds, and the husband is earning maybe 20 or 25 or 30,000 pounds. Yes, the man should still give. I will still come back to some other concerns and other compromises, but we have to lay the ground rules that the man still has to give. Why? Number one is that he is the head of the home.
Okay. So the man,
according to the Bible and according to general societal customs, he's still the head of the home. So if you are the head, you must act as the head, financially as well. So part of the ways to become head is you have to be responsible financially and provide, irrespective of the amount of money that your wife earns. So that is the first. I still have other reasons why you should be like that, but maybe you wanted to say something.
I think what you have said is a very clear-cut one and a very good one, but it doesn't really work that way, sir. And I want us to be very realistic. I know, biblically, the Bible says if a man is unable to provide for his own home, is worse than an infidel. As an unbeliever, is worse. That is to say, we know the headship of the home. The man should make provision. But in a situation, sir, let's be very realistic. We know the cost of living nowadays. So if a man earns 20K, or let's bring it down. The woman earns maybe 2005. Let's be realistic, or 2K or 25. Anybody earning 25, 2K is very comfortable in the UK, and then the husband earns like 1K or 15. Do you understand? And then because when you're talking about maintenance, I want us to clarify, it's not the man taking his responsibility at home. And most of the time where the issue comes is the woman will still want the man to pay the house rent. We say he's the one that's going to pay the house rent. You maybe 80% of the outgoing the man takes it, or 70%, or even if we do it 50-50, like most people do it in UK, then the man is left with little or nothing. Do we still want him to say, okay, my wife, because that's one of the issue. The man said that, the woman said, Pastor, no matter what, you should still give me something for my hair, for my shopping, for my whatever, but he always assumes that I have. So the man being the head, should he still be saddled? Should our women not be realistic? I just want you to, because I think this is a very sensitive but very realistic question that we have to balance. So just go deep into that, sir. In a situation whereby the woman earns more, like we said, and the man is pulling his weight and he doesn't have extra. So what do we do?
Number one thing they need to do is they need to be open to themselves. They need to be open, lay the cards on the table between them, and they need to have a bit of understanding. If the woman is earning, let's say 2005, and this man is earning 1005, if you add both of them together, that's 4K, an average of 2K in between them. So what I would expect is they can have a seat, they sit down and try and iron out certain expenses in the house. But irrespective of that, I would still expect the husband to still do. When you talk about some allowances, it's like, to me, I look at it like sowing a seed. When you give your wife, irrespective of whatever you earn, some allowances, it doesn't have to be much. Allowances that you're not saying you should give his whole salary 1,005 to the wife. And let's, for example, if my wife, even if I'm earning 1,005, she's earning 2,005, I can say, okay, my dear, your hair is due. And what have you? Take these 30 pounds, go and do some hair. Even if she will add 20 pounds to it, she'll be so happy about it. Those are the allowances that we can give. Then apart from that, for example, you want to give your wife a treat, maybe dinner outing. in any nice restaurant. I expect you, irrespective of whatever you earn, to see come up with money. How can I take my wife to for a dinner, and I'll be, as they say, Mama 4 hour, looking at where I'm going to get money? You just have to come out. They used to say something in my language. You say, "Iwaju alejo Latin jegbese." Abi, ẹ̀yin Latin song. Whatever it is, you cough out the money, take your wife to a dinner, and what have you. In fact, let me tell you, the allowance you're talking about, I look at it as a seed. As a seed. Bible says that give bread to the what? To the eater.
And seed
to the sower. That allowance you're giving to your wife, I look at it as if you are sowing a seed. If you take your wife to a dinner and you are managing, you pay £50 for a dinner. When it comes to maybe paying the rent or mortgage, she won't trouble you much. You say, I have only £300, so can you? Is there any way you can give £500? She will know that you are trying. But if you are stingy as a man and you say because you are not earning enough and you are not giving her allowance or showing something, making efforts, you're just wasting your time. The way I look at it, secondly, is like if you look at the Bible, they talk about the widow. When people were casting their seed or casting their offering, Jesus looked at it and said, this widow, the little she had, she still gave. Yeah. If a man is saying, because I don't earn money, I'm not going to give my wife some allowance, you are like somebody who doesn't have or doesn't want to cast the little that you have. You still have to do something. But everything boils down to understanding between them, between the husband and the wife. In law, they say you cannot give what you don't have. You can't give it. If you earn 1,500 and you expect your wife is expecting you to give the whole £1,600, it is not possible. But you still have to have a bit of allowance that you give to your wife.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. All right, sir.
Perfectly.
All right, sir. I was just wondering, for our viewers, please, can everyone see us? Because Manny is saying to me that I was trying to post something, because as you're speaking, some of the key points that you're raising, I'm typing them. So I just tried to type something, and he's saying back to me that I'm having trouble connection. So I think my
internet I can see something that you put there. You put allowance is like a seed zone.
Yeah, after that I posted another one that's not going through. Anyways, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Let's keep going. So I appreciate what you're trying to say, sir. But my concern is, realistically speaking, how this is workable. Because if a man, we know the pressure on a man being the head of the family. Men naturally, I know your immediate family, which is your marriage, your wife, and your children are your priority. But remember that men, they still have their own family, their father, their mother, siblings. Sometimes, especially if you happen to be the first child of the family, or even not the first child, maybe the one that by the grace of God has blessed, or you're abroad, the pressure is on you. So remember that out of this 1,500, you still have to sort your parents, you still have to sort your in-laws out sometimes. All your in-laws, your sister-in-law and brother-in-law that will say, uncle, can you send me so. We will say, because I've taken my wife out, your sister, I've given her. So the pressure is so much on the wife. I like one of the things that you said, understanding between the couple. But does it mean that our ladies out there, if you're listening to me, please comment. Does it mean that our ladies are not understanding? Because the pressure is always from let's be sincere. When I get to this platform, by the grace of God, I say the way it is. Most of the time, we are not understanding. We want these men to still do their bits at home, pay the rent and everything, and then do your hair, do everything. And when he's not doing it, we think he has failed. And we keep saying, look at your friend, Sister Lagbaja. And some of the times that we don't understand that most of these friends, our friends, they are packaging. Some of them are even buying the wig and things themselves. They are making, if you look at it, the Gucci bag that my husband bought for me, the husband has not bought them anything. They are packaging their husband. Then so the pressure is on the 21st century man now. And like you said, if he has all these things and is unable, does it mean he's less of a husband? If he's unable to, that's one of the things I want to clarify, that if he's unable to give the wife maintenance money, does it mean that it's less of a husband?
No, not really. Um, Actually, if you look at the Bible, it says a man that cannot provide
Yeah.
for his household is worse than an infidel.
Okay.
There are situations where a man cannot, maybe temporarily. For example, let's say the man is pursuing PhD, is a full-time something, and the wife is a nurse, for example. Sometimes he may not, maybe he's concentrating on his dissertation. He may not be able to pull his weight very well, you know. So in such a situation, to me, is could be excusable. But we have a situation where some men, I'm sorry to say, they are very lazy. I've seen a situation where you see, maybe you can see the wife is a doctor, and maybe the husband is doing some ramshackle work or something, and he's not pulling his weight, and he's
Mm,
relying on the fact that my wife is a doctor, she's earning
mm,
good money, and maybe the husband is a security man or whatever it is, just doing kabi small jobs,
mm,
and what have you. He's not pulling the weight, despite the fact that the wife is trying to say, pull your weight in. So
mm.
in such a situation, it can be discouraging to the wife. I have seen a situation where there has been turmoil in homes because of this, where the wife is the major breadwinner and the husband is not.
Women usually, it's only few, even those the so-called women that are women of God, that are breadwinners of the family, they rub it on their husband. I've seen it happen. There's a case of a particular woman that I know. She was a breadwinner. Well, how do I know that she's the breadwinner of the family? Because I hear it from outside. Any little thing, she keeps saying, I'm the breadwinner. I try my best, though. I'm the only one working. So at the end of the day, it's really condescending on the men. But I feel, you see, we struggle in this generation because we want the men. Apologies, because I've got cold, so my nose is. Oh, excuse me, excuse me. My nose is playing up. I'm a bit under the weather. So, um, thank you, sir. So we have that issue because I want us to balance it, and for the sake of women, because if you look at the divorce rates abroad, and especially in UK, I'll say you even in Nigeria now, women are less tolerant of men. So men, no, and like you said, some men are lazy, but in all fairness, some men, I know the category. There's a particular lady as well that I knew that, the husband will just sit down, and this woman has had children for the man, before, and they separated for years, and after a while, she just thought, instead of me marrying another one, she made up with the husband. They're back together. This man will just sit down. This poor lady will run around, do catering, do this one, do nothing, feeding the man. The man, all he does is watch Nollywood and Stout and everything. The last time I heard about them, like a month ago, she's kicked him out. Do you understand? So all these issues are very deep, but where I want us to balance it, we know some men can be lazy, but I feel issue of maintenance. Why are you working as a woman if you cannot? Let's go to the biblical times. Time.
Yeah.
The times of the Bible that we always resort to, because one of the things I always say is Christianity and religion is messing us up because people know the truth, but it's not setting them free. Or maybe their kind of Bible, the way they read it is kind of different. And one thing about Christianity, as some of us, we pick what suits us in the Bible. We pick a line in abstract and we use it. You're a lawyer, you know that you can't do that, but people will just take it and hold on to this. I said, this is what the Bible says. A man that cannot provide for his wife is what an infidel. Okay, what about a wife that is making that amount of money? Why would your husband? You're supposed to be your husband's helpmate. What help are you rendering in such instance? If you're earning that amount of money, and look at the economy of the world now, you find out that even things pays women nowadays more than men. So I want us to look into that how can we women, if my husband allows me, okay, I said we're going back to the times of the Bible. The times of the Bible, the women don't work. Most women don't work, they're housewives, and the housewife is taking care of the children and then taking care of the food and home generally. The men are the farmers or husbands or whatever, and they go out. So the woman's job is basically nurse the children, be pregnant, take care of the husband. So as time went on, women started, if we look at the Proverbs 31 woman We saw a woman, we see people like Deborah that's still working a judge. Do you understand? At the same time, she's a wife and everything. And it was balanced. Though the Bible didn't talk about how they administer their finances, but you can see that she's the judge, she's the one out there. And for the Bible to say that she's a wife, so that means in some extent she balanced her role very well. My issue, so that I allow you to talk, sir, is why are you working? I don't have a problem if your husband earns 5,000 and you earn 2,000, but in a situation where the Lord blesses you more than your husband, why are you working? If then you have to saddle the man with so much responsibility that we have, such that the man either is weighty of the responsibilities, or the man is unable to meet his needs and is being ridiculed.
Why? Fine. Why are you working?
Yes,
You're
sir.
asking that. You're asking the question of a woman. The woman is working to assist the man because he's a helpmate to the man. But the starting point, in my own opinion, I like to have a starting point in things. Starting point is that men have to accept 100% responsibility for the financial well-being of the house. That is the starting point. So women working, irrespective of whatever they earn, should be additional, and it's not to be a complete substitute of the earning in the house. For example, the key thing is that women, they are very good. They generally, I'm not saying everybody, women generally they manage money very well in the home. I'm still going to talk about the Ashwebi people and what have you later. But women generally they handle things very well at home. So I don't see women will not necessarily want to starve their husband if they really love the husband of money. But they look at clues, certain things give them a bit of reluctance in giving them money. For example, if a woman is earning good money and he sees that the man is not pulling his weight fully, after some time, she's going to feel frustrated. That is what happens mainly. Okay, for example, if the woman is earning money, good money, and he says that the man is just sitting there, because I've seen a situation by the nature of what I do, I've seen a situation where a lot of men are very lethargic, very lazy. Once the woman is okay, and what have you, do you even know that some people, let's say they live in America, they go to Nigeria and bring some nurses as wives. They don't really love them. They just saw them as cash cows and bring them to the US. They know they'll be working like slaves and what have you. So the same thing happens. I've seen a situation where you see some women will marry a man, for example, and the man will say, "I'm working as a pastor," and say, "No, God does not. God says I should not work. I'm a Levite," and the woman will be using her money up till the point of, for example, exhausting all her credit cards just to maintain the home. Because the man is saying, I'm a Levite, God has just called me to do pastoral work. Forgetting that even Paul in the Bible also was still working. So
Yeah.
those are the things that discourage a woman. So it's not that women don't want to assist a man, but there are certain signals the men give out as if, okay, I'm complacent now. I can relax. After all, my wife is a doctor, my wife is a nurse, my wife is an IT consultant, and they can relax. Two heads are better than one. And when two people are carrying a load, it's better well carried that way. But if only one person is making that effort, it's going to disturb the other one at the end of the day. So it's not that women don't really want to help, but it's just that they get discouraged by the antics of some men not to do anything. Let me tell you the reason why I feel again that men still have to have responsibility for giving allowance or money to their wives. Another reason is because number one, she bears my name. I'm just telling you from my heart. I didn't read anything from anywhere. If my wife is Mrs. Somebody, she bears my name. And there's an adage in my language. It say "Eni to leru lo leru." With all due respect to, it's not about not being chauvinistic. He who owns the slave owns the assets. No, nobody is a slave. I'm just using the Yoruba culture something. If I know somebody is bearing my name, it is my responsibility. Because even when a man is married in our culture, they will say, did you prostrate to marry her? Will you take care of her? And the man will say yes. And you get to London or wherever you're in America, and you are sitting down doing little things, just because your wife is earning something. If you know it's your responsibility to take care of that woman, even if you're earning 2,000, the wife is earning 5,000. After some time, women are not unreasonable. They know that this man has reached, the end of the road. Let me come up here. But if they say that the man is lethargic and is holding back, and the woman is doing all the shift of the world to maintain the home, after some time, she's going to react. And they start, some men will start making noise. Oh, because she's earning more money than me, she's not showing me respect. I'm the head of the house. Head of where? Head of where? So men, then again, when men knows that it is better to give than to receive, that is another reason why I feel men should give allowance to their wives. It's better. Bible says it's better to give than to receive. Whatever you give to me is like a seed to that woman, and it will always come up. It will always come up. Men should hold responsibility and give to their wives. In fact, when I know my wife is earning 5,000, I'm earning 2,000. I will be humble, be supportive, but I will make sure that I still do certain things that will make me to match. I'm not afraid of my wife earning more than me, but the thing is that I love healthy competition. I will make sure that I will redirect myself. We can even sit down. How can I move from point A to point B? How can I move from earning little that I cannot even give enough to my wife to where I can have enough? So pride should work in your favor. Some pride is good. Pride is that, oh, I can't be begging for money. It's pride. I don't want to be begging around, or I don't want to be in lack. So I want to see how I can move. If I'm earning 2,000, my wife is earning 5,000. What do I need to do to get to the level of 5,000 and more, so that I can give more allowances to my wife? And both of them can sit down and they can discuss. Or I can also seek help from people. Maybe I need to read more. I need to educate myself. I need to do some training. I need to apply in the right places. And the woman will be seeing the effort being made by that man. And when she sees that, the women are not crazy. They will be supportive. They won't be stingy. But when they see that the man is relaxed, because the wife is a nurse, working all the night shifts, and they are there holding Sky TV, watching Arsenal, watching Chelsea, drinking beer all around and giving women money all around, the woman will say, okay, my friend, get away.
I think you're very right, sir. And I think that's one of the areas. God bless you, sir. You really nailed it. And I've been typing all along as you're speaking all your points, and I'm kind of flashing it so that people can take note of it. You see, I think it's the effort. I'll give you an example, and I was going to use that before. Is attitude. You mentioned something that's very great, sir. As I was typing along, I was still picking everything, which is the attitude of the man. We know the times, because one of the things the men use nowadays is that the time I've applied for the job. The economy is really more supportive of the women and stuff like that. But when there's a woman, like I said, and there's one thing I want you men to listen. And the good thing tonight is we have a man in the studio with me. Whatever you put in your garden, however you nurture your garden, is what you plant is what you reap from your woman. You see, and the way we do it, where you try to make your woman look like she's your milking cow, and you just using her to work, she wouldn't pull her weight. But how you go about it, let's assume that as a man of the house, you're even out of job, or you are not making much. Your attitude towards your woman, she will know you are making efforts. The way things, communication, bearing things out, letting her know, and that be intentional effort to let her know that, okay, I'm looking for 9 to 5. I can't find it. Speak and start thinking of how you can diversify, whether it's into business, whether it's in teaching, whether it's laboring, whatever you can do to let even your wife will not be the one that will be telling you, darling, don't worry. Don't worry, because there's one thing about income in the family, which I always say, once you are married, nobody has nothing in the home. It is the family income. Any money that comes shouldn't be, this is my money, this is your money. At the same time, obviously, there's respect on how you lay your cards or how you want to do it, whether you're maintaining different accounts or joint account. A family money doesn't necessarily mean you have to do joint account, but it just means that you know that whatever has come into your life or into your hand, you're being blessed because of your husband or because of your wife, because of your union, whatever. If God blesses me as the wife now, He's blessed me because of us. If He's blessed you as the husband, it's the Bible says that findeth a wife, findeth a good thing, obtaineth favor of the Lord. So the added favor of the Lord is working for my husband. That's why he's earning so much. And at the same time, I'm the beauty of my husband. If God blesses me, it's to radiate the glory and the beauty of my husband. So, but you mentioned something, sir, which I would like, even our Instagram people, everyone, please, if you're online, please drop your comments. Just don't be quiet, because I'll stop bringing guests to the studio now, because nowadays I start bringing guests now. You are not commenting. Before, if it is me, everybody will be typing. Now, once you have somebody now. So one of the things I want us to understand is, you see, these women, there's a case of a man, I've used it on this platform before, that it was my mother's neighbor. Then my mom was going to, I'm talking of about less than 10 years ago, my mom was studying, she went back to uni. So, and I was a driver, so I said by my husband, they were going back to uni. So they co-opted me to come back to uni with them again for another degree, because I'm the only one driving. They wanted a driver. They said they'll be paying me. So I did it for a time. I just realized these lots are not serious. I left my work to be dropping you guys. So I didn't finish the course. So what I'm trying to say is, this woman, when you're going to uni, we're going to University of East London, then we're in Dagenham. So I'll leave my house, go to my mom's house. So we find out that every morning, as I'm parked there, our neighbor, the car is always in front of the car. This man, these are white people, will go out, will open the door of the car, will start the engine warm the car, and will be waiting by the side of the car. 5 minutes after, you see this woman dressed up with a bag enter the car. As she's entering, the man will be hugging her, kissing her, see her go, wave. We've seen that for a couple of weeks. And we Africans, especially me, very inquisitive. And one day my late husband said, I'll go and ask this man. So he chatted the man up and said, hello, sir, blah, 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 blah. And the man said, next door, my mom's neighbor then, the man said something to us. Unfortunately, the man passed away a couple of years ago, about 2-3 years ago. And you know what? The woman moved after he passed because she couldn't cope. They were and the man said something. He said to my husband, he said, that's the least I could give to her. He said, before I used to work and breadwin. Talking about your attitude, sir, that you mentioned. He said, I used to work and breadwin for this family. He said, but I got involved in an accident. It's one of those that had hidden disabilities because we didn't see it coming out. He said, I could no longer drive. I cannot no longer walk. Now, he said, but this woman, she's the one walking and meeting she's the one carrying us. He said, the least I can do for her is what I'm trying to do. Can you see that? And that was a lesson to me. Even that, like you said, will spur the woman to want to do more. If the one we saw outside, and the man didn't know we were watching, because we were parked waiting. Do you understand? The least that we saw outside is a man very supportive of his wife, carrying the bag for her, opening the door, making her, and we deliberated about it. So if our men can put up this kind of attitude, the one that you said that they will come home and be watching us now, one just kicked her husband out and said, I can't slave trade for you. Because he said the man hasn't changed over years. The man will just sit there, will be watching all Nollywood and will be drinking Gouda and stout in the night. His tummy was this big. And this poor woman, from catering to nursing to everything. And we say women are bad. Sometimes, I'm not saying all women, some of us take unnecessary advantage. But I just want us to balance it. But in line with that, with what you said, it's being intentional. Show good attitude, welcome her, let her know. Then she knows that you're supposed to give her. I'm talking about those that we cannot even give maintenance. Yeah, maybe your money by the time you pay this and that and that, or you don't even have at all to give. But the way your attitude towards your wife, celebrating her and her efforts, because it's not her job, will make this, like you said, sir, there's no woman that is mad. It's our attitude. But if you sit down, you can't even do anything. Go on, sir.
Now, I wanted to say there can be a few concerns why some men may not want to give their wives some allowances, irrespective of how much they earn.
Okay.
Let me just mention four in my own colloquial way. Is number one, if the wife is an agbano or a careless spender, please, you can. I think that should be the meaning of agbano. Careless spender. Number two, if the spouse, if the wife, if the man feels the wife is a gambler or a drug addict, etc. Number three, if the wife is an incurable Ashwebi or Mary Kay addict. Are you following me?
Yeah, the first one is careless spender.
It's a careless spender. The second one is if the wife is there are some wives that are drug addicts, they are into drugs or gambling or whatever it is, even though it's men that do that more. Number three, if the wife is an incurable Ashwebi or Mary Kay addict, interpret the Ashwebi, please.
No.
Number four, if the man feels that the wife is an unrepentant ATM for her family at the expense of her immediate family. ATM, unrepentant ATM. Some women that it's my dad or my mom, my sister, they're always wiring money back to say Nigeria and what have you, even when the immediate family needs some money. So the man will say, okay, no problem, okay, take care of your. That is where Amos 3:3 say, can two work together except they agree? When people don't agree among themselves, you see that they will be going, one husband will be going north and the wife will be going south, and that can also affect how they give allowances to themselves. They will start having challenges in terms of not cooperating financially in the house. So those are some of the concerns, for example, why some men may feel, I'm not going to give allowance to anybody, even though she's earning more than me, So let me just chip down at the moment.
I think you're right. Wastefulness is an issue for some of our women, and I think what we'll just say generally is that men should please be very sensitive, irrespective of that, because we have to balance things. If we say compulsorily, like you've identified, that men should give allowances to their wives, I think you can talk her through. But to be honest with you, if a woman is wasteful, you don't want to give your money and she's into partying, and that really happens to men. They just think, like I was saying something, I don't want us to miss out on this aspect about why is the woman working. I don't want us to gloss over that, sir. If the essence of the woman, you're the helpmate, the essence of you working and your husband allowing you to work is to support your husband. You're the missing rib. That is to say, when he doesn't have work, he should be able to stand in gap. When he's weak, you are his strength. So in a situation whereby, okay, he's not earning, like we've clarified the aspect of lazy husbands and all those ones. But you find out now that some of us women will forget those days of little beginning, that the man was slaving and helping us and doing things. And some of these men brings you to UK or whatever. The moment we start making money or the man is now out of job or things, because you have to think of, we have to balance this, because we hear things do happen, and then the woman is making money. You are no longer considerate of the man. But one of the things I want you to understand, if we go, I will take that in line with the Proverbs 31 woman. The Bible didn't say so much about the work of the husband, but it says the man's husband does trust with her. He's applauded at the gates, so he's proud. That means the woman, woman manages it very well. That the man is even proud to say, "Yes, is my woman." And if you look at it, he was a man that supports his wife. All the packaging of the woman he was saying is, that means he was managing his wife very, very well. So if we are talking about things like this, we have to really think that how do we balance this? If you are the woman and you're earning this amount of money, 5 grand, a friend of mine in some part of UK once told me something sometime last year, that when he opened his wife's, the wife, in such family that everybody they don't open their letters. So this particular day, I forgotten for what reason, he opened the letter. The bank, she had over £60,000 saved, and the man was struggling. Do you understand? There are some women like that. So that makes me think, Why are you working? What if he doesn't allow you to work? And he says, so do you understand? The woman is supposed to be the helpmate. So if your husband, I would say, if your husband is earning 3,000 or 2,000 and you're earning like 3,000, obviously you know that it's handled with greater respect. Like I understand what Mr. Brimo said, and I love that from a man. You should still maintain your headship, your dignity by saying, okay, let's go to eat. Okay, take, even if it's 20 pounds. My wife, if once in my, I like this your hair, go and change it. Every woman likes that. That will not make you broke.
Yes.
That will not make you broke. 20 pounds there, 20 times. So attitude must change to let her know that you are mine, even whatever you are making. And a woman, you won't know when she's going to submit all her money.
This is what we call is it the husband like giving 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Okay, I've tried Ebenezer so far, and the wife will also know my husband has tried. You know, sorry to say, when you were talking about why the women work, why do they work? Is key. If we're balancing it, to me, it's a reflection of vision. If the wife is working and earning good money and they're still having that kind of financial rigmarole, it shows that they don't know where they're going together. They don't have that vision together. If the husband and wife, they have the vision together where they're going, project that they want to do together. Let's say they want to buy a house, they want to build a house, whatever they want to do, or buy this, and they put their resources together. They won't even be worrying themselves about giving allowance or not, because they will work together.
That's what I wanted to say.
This is the way my wife and I, we have the same accounts. I mean, not necessarily the same bank account, you know, although we have some, you know, we do it together. For example, if I need to send money to my family, sometimes she gives me the money. If I don't have the cash, she gives me the money. Say, okay, yeah, send it to mom, send it to your dad from her. If she wants to give to her parents or brother or whatever it is, I can provide. We don't look at it that way. You know, we don't do like it that way. A few weeks ago, she made, okay, fine, take this money, give it to my daughter. We work the same way. Let's say our children need some money. She doesn't have to wait for me. I don't need to wait for her. And what have you? So that's the way. That's
easier. Like what you're saying is that it's easier when couple are drawing from the same well and on the same page, and that's the way it should be. Amos 3:3, like you said, two don't work together as if they agree. You find out that most marriages together nowadays, there's no agree. I was speaking to a gentleman earlier today regarding some counseling, and I said to him, "You and this your wife or your fiance or whatever," I said, "you don't seem to be on the same page. You're doing your own thing, and she's doing her own thing. And once you are doing that, you know, you are not going nowhere because everyone has their individual projects and everybody's just running their rat chase. So if like you said, if that is the same, then we don't even need to talk about, you know, I'm happy you nailed it eventually. We're not supposed to talk about maintenance because what is mine is yours. So I'll be able to take from there to say, dear, you can even say you better get from the money. This is your hair. I don't like it again. No. When are you going to change your hair? There's money to draw from, you know. So, and you know the man is pulling his weight, you know, and then you know the man is open and transparent. Another thing is when men have dodgy dealings, women are very sensitive. That's when you start seeing a woman agitating that, okay, give me maintenance. Would you not give me something? Because okay, your own 2,000 that you're earning, where is it going? We don't know. Maybe the only thing you are giving in the house is 600, and then I'm handing 4,000. Everything comes into this family. You know, women always demand, because all these things we are trying to say is to balance our home. There's a lot of things out there that's really negative that we're hearing, and it's really affecting. And I'm happy for you, sir. How long have you been married, sir?
Since 20 is over 25 years now.
Okay. So you've been married for 25 years, to God be the glory, and you've been able, by the grace of God, I know you're a man of many arts, you know, to be able to make ends meet. Sometimes you drive 3 hours for extra income for this and that. You also mentioned the edge. So let's go to the B part of this. Thank you so much. What are the 21st century obstacles now? What are the things affecting a man? Some of it we've touched. in this. So what are these issues that affecting our men being able to take the headship of the home now? What are the factors in this 21st century, sir?
Number one is financial struggles. Like we mentioned, financial struggles. There's a lot of stress, due to financial challenges, and it's overwhelming. When things are not enough amongst between the couple, it's money. It's all, but it boils down to money, because money issue is one of the top 10 issues that caused divorce around.
Mm.
Money issue. So, and another issue that is causing that is related to the 21st century challenges in the homes is there's economic disparity between men and women now. So it's been eliminated now. Economic disparity between them. Before, men used to be the head in terms of financially responsible for the family, but now women too, they come out now. In the past, just like in the Bible time, we used to say, you see Abraham working, Isaac doing this and what have you. But men now have a situation where even women can earn more than men. So those are the 21st century challenges now. So there are situations where even the men have to babysit the children at home while the women are working. So those are challenges in the 21st century. Then again, we have a situation where women even attain more educational status than men now. If you see in some culture, some women now read more, even in Nigeria, than women. You see, in such a situation, there could be a kind of a disparity in their thinking, in their value system. So, the another thing that we see that is part of 21st century challenges in homes, in relationship is moving. Moving means, for example, if my job requires me to move, or let's say the wife's job now requires her to move to, say, Manchester, and the husband is, let's say the husband is a security man here, and the wife is a doctor. Moving, maybe the wife got a GP appointment in Manchester. So what's going to happen? How do we do that? So should the man now follow the wife to Manchester?
Interesting.
And the man will say, I am the head of the house. So what do we do? The man is earning 1,500 and the woman is a GP earning about 6,000-7,000. So 21st century challenge, the wife GP, the husband security man. Those are 21st century challenge as well.
So I like that. Before you go on, let me just touch base on that, which is job prospects, relocation. And you said something about should the man follow the woman. I think, you see, we should put sentiments. What would you say? Let's assume you are the security man and your wife is the GP, and she's got this fantastic offer, maybe outside the country or whatever, or to another state. What would you do as a man?
Okay, let's paint the picture of the typical person, because so that I don't do as if I am perfect or what have you. The typical black person may say, no, especially from my culture, they say, no, I'm the head of the house. When a man still keep insisting I'm the head of the house, you should start asking yourself some questions. But he may feel ego can come in, especially let's say he has relocated once and he wants to relocate again. Say, man, so he can come in and say, sorry, find another thing. But I don't find, me personally, I wouldn't find it difficult to relocate, because they say if a man sees snake and a woman kills it, what matters is what? That the snake is killed. So to me, I would rather relocate to Manchester and look for other things. Because, for example, I'm bringing 1,500 to the home, and the GP wife is bringing 6,000. That is 7,500. If I force her to stay, maybe they'll be giving her 3,500 here. The family is losing money. So I look at it from in an umbrella area.
I think our men, I don't know. Sorry, sir. One of the issues I have lately, and God help us, is we do so much empowerment programs and things for women, both church and in secular world. Men are often left behind, and we always believe they know what they're doing. Sorry to say, our men are the head, and we celebrate you. But some of them, on my personal interaction, some of them are. I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing, but they are mixing things up. They don't understand. A typical example is what you have said. Men, if you understand the fact that your woman is blessed because of you, she's a covering. God has used her for you. She's just solid for you. So whatever comes in, manage her well. Stop competing. You see, the problem with all these men is we compete with our women, and you said it when you start saying, I'm the head, which head are you? Let us even know. We start asking you, okay, which head? Go and sit down. Your headship, nobody is questioning that. Supporting your wife and even maintaining her is actually headship. You know what you're doing. You're a confident and a secure man. When you know this is my wife, you manage her. Like the Proverbs 31, the man was walking gallantly in the gate of the city. They know that, that's Oko mommy, Oko madam. That is the Oko of CEO. That's the brain behind her. And then, do you understand? But some men will be like, ego. Why? I will now relocate. They'll say, I'm following. If you don't follow your wife, who will you follow?
They say he's a woman rapper.
They say woman rapper, and you now stay there and be suffering.
If
you don't eat your wife's effort, whose effort would you eat? And I think those are one of the ego that is still affecting us as well. It's a case that a friend was still talking maybe last week or so. I know it's after my book launch. As a matter of fact, I was going to introduce my book. I've been told off that I'm not actually talking about my book. I just remembered. Now, this woman brought a guy to UK to marry. I'm telling you, I've used the example. She's IT into property. She's doing well. And she leaves the home like 6, 7 in the morning, wouldn't get back until 6 in the night. This man wouldn't cook nothing. And I said to her, okay, maybe he doesn't know how to cook. Is there stew? Is there soup in the freezer? He said, Pastor Dolly, the weekend I will spend it to cook and everything. This man will sit down and say it's the wife. And he's not working. That will do everything. At the end of the day, she's booted him back to Africa now.
Yes, no.
Do you understand? Out of ego, stupid ego. Go on, sir.
Okay, now, such a man too should be humble enough. If she has to wash the wife's bra, she should do that. He should do that. There's nothing bad about that.
We are making it worse. You see.
Why not now? I mean, if she...
not. If God has blessed you with your wife, celebrate your wife. Don't stop competing with her.
Another problem is 21st century issue that is affecting relationship now is weight gain. Weight gain.
Okay.
Nowadays, in the past, our mothers, they used to walk far to the bush, do farming. They are physically active. But nowadays, we have psychedelic ladies that are professionals, corporates. They drive, maybe in their place of work, they even have a car park area, lots. And when they come back home, they drive into their garden, they drive way. So, and they are not that active again. So they start acquiring weight, and most of them, they don't go to gym. So those are challenges that can happen in a home. The wife that you married before, that was Lekpashandi, sweet 16 now, is now size 18, size 20. So how do you handle that in a home?
How does that affect giving her maintenance and 21st century?
You can affect now.
That means you are no longer...
Maybe she's not enticing again. There's disinterest.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay. Our viewers, please, people drop your comments. I see people online, but everyone is just... Yeah, that's a good one. So what you're trying to say, when women are no longer enticing to their husband, he doesn't want to give them... I think that's when he should even... If I were him, that's when I will actually give you maintenance and say, please go and sort out your hair and sort out yourself.
Give them money to go to the gym.
Or follow them. I stand against that. Everything you've said so far, I agree. On this one, I differ, sir. I think what you should do, what you should do as a man is don't leave them to their device. Put on your trainers in the evening with them,
And you
motivate
work together,
them,
you jog together, you take a
talk
walk together.
together. Yeah,
Mhm.
but don't because of that say because she has turned into mommy. Are you not the one that made her into mommy that she started having children? Mommy, what? She's now become mommy. Wow, that's a very good one. Go on, sir. You said 7 points. One more point to go.
Okay, okay, where did I? Okay, even empty nest is as well. Is empty nest is a 21st century challenge nowadays. As you know, now maybe you have a big house or some Doncaster or Manchester or in Kent or anything like that. So when the children are leaving home after finishing university, you know, it's a challenge. Just in terms of how do you discover the relationship again? The house was bubbling before, so what happens again? I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I think on that we should understand that couple. I say it's we should learn to grow together as we're growing. You see, I find out that we all get busy and focus on the children that we grow apart. Somebody asked me a question during my book launch. I wasn't able to. She was going to put me the MC. Compare was still going to put me on stand to answer that question. That why are some marriages in their 20s, that yeah, in their late 20s, divorcing is because of what you said, sir, emptiness. You see, as you're taking care of the children, make sure there's a bond between you. It's easy for us to grow apart. It's easy when we're nursing the children, where we're juggling business and work. We think there's time, everybody's doing their thing. Suddenly you find out that your children are in their 20s, your son is getting married, your daughter is getting married, and then you become daddy and mommy. And daddy, there's nothing connecting you. Daddy will just be on the phone doing business, and after a while mommy too will just be chatting with the body with her friends, and there's nothing. The man will no longer want to come home. He will start hanging out with friends because there's nothing holding him. Because
Yeah.
when there was time, this thing marriage, we have to build it. It's a project. We have to, it's like you have a house, you don't remove your hand from it. You
Yeah.
keep doing something and spark. Because it's easy for us to grow apart though. You
Yes.
just get fed up of yourself sometimes, but once you make effort to really make sure that you stimulate it, you enjoy each other's presence, you go on holiday, you laugh, things like that. I think that would negate what Mr. Brimo said about that emptiness. We mustn't, which is true, we mustn't allow emptiness in our home. Once there's no emptiness, then our wife still becomes our pride. She's still like, a man said to the wife the other time, said, you still like the girl I married. Do you know, when you are in love, you don't even notice that she's adding weight or losing weight, or you still like that baby and it's still like that. You see yourselves, and you can say that for us, Mr. Brimo, being in married for like 20 something years, 25 years, you still see Sister Fumi, you still see her, that girl that you asked out of. She's not aging she's over 50, but to you, she's still, let me say by her age over 50 and 25. So she's still in her 20s, maybe like late 20s that you married in those days. You still don't see my mommy in her. Is she
Yeah.
back in the house that you are looking on the side? I put Puppy on the spot. I can see your eyes going to the side.
No, it's my child.
Okay, all right.
We're walking in now. He's
All right.
walking in on me. Okay.
Okay. So
Uh,
all right. So that's so go on, sir. Just
okay.
that's
Another point is immaturity is part of the is affecting. Some people don't grow. They don't grow. Immaturity. A lot of immature husbands all around. You know,
what
maturity
can we do?
affects.
How can we make them grow? So is there like tutoring with so much focus on the women? We are growing, the men are not growing.
Yeah. Number one, they are, to me, even after marriage, they could still be post marriage counseling. To me, I don't know,
Hmm.
and there should be regular marriage interaction, maybe in churches or in the community, like that, seminars and what have you. To me, if it's even possible now, they should be doing some marriage tests as well. I mean, exams, a little bit, maybe in churches and what have you, just not a formal one and what have you. There should be interaction. People bottle up a lot of things inside of them that they are not saying out. So a lot of immaturity happens in the home. Then also, I will also say unfaithfulness is there as well.
Infidelity, right?
Yes. And not only physically, because people always think that one. What about in terms of attention, the time you give to your spouse, attention, priorities, and the way you use your resources as well. So people just need to recommit themselves. Try and see if you can woo her again.
Yeah, make your wife. I'll use your resources. Make your wife your priority, actually, or your spouse.
Yeah. Even there's a lot of even emotional unfaithfulness. It's not just physical aspect of it. Who do you spend your time with most? And what have you? Who do you give attention to most? For example, even if, for example, you are always watching football, you understand, no attention to your spouse. You understand? It's part of the faithfulness. Or a woman always watching Nollywood. Well, watch part 1, part 2, part 3. By the time you watch part 10, you don't have attention for your husband. Odaro, you go and sleep.
So it's all about giving attention, giving time, being intentional, being supportive, nurture and nourish our relationship. You see, if we want to grow together, there's no gainsaying the fact that you have to work hard on your marriage. Nothing will happen if we don't. So even if the man and I think because tonight it tilts towards the man to make effort. Is your wife? Most men are lagging behind in this so much that they are not giving maintenance, they are not supporting their wives. They just believe, I should make a now. I don't want to make a 2 million now. It doesn't matter. Do you understand? I thought you were saying something.
Yeah. Part of that, one of the causes of that is lack of communication or inadequate communication between the couples. Inadequate communication. Sometimes people is like it's not like to you, Israel or something. It's like they have two extremes. Sometimes you feel if people communicate, they now discover that after all, there's no, it's not as bad as they thought it would be. Lack of communication, so everybody's entrenched in their own territory. I hold on to my side, you hold on to your side. You keep your 2,000, I keep my 5,000. Okay, spend it the way you want. Spend it the other way.
I think that's one issue that I think is affecting us or the men. Let's assume I'm making 2,000, you're making 1,000 as the man, and we've done okay. Everybody, what's our outgoing? That's what most families. I practice that as well in my marriage because I never use joint account with my late husband. I never but he knows how much I earn. He has password to my account and everything. Same, so we know how much comes in. But where the problem is in a situation like that, I would say, okay, our outgoing is 2,000 in a month. So we've kind of divided it, and maybe he's taking 700, I'm taking 600, I'm taking 700, 600. What the remaining, we just believe that, okay, whatever I will have to do is my money. Do you understand? And that doesn't give accountability. It gives rise to wasteful spending. And then this maintenance thing, you'll be like, Shebi Dolakwa has her whole money now. Do you understand? So you neglect her needs, just assuming she still has 1,000. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, sir?
Yeah. In fact, let me tell you, to be honest, money, to me, our attitude to money, even as men, has to change. To me, money is like a slave you send on errand. That is the way I look at it. So when people hold on too much to money, that is when you don't even get money. You
You
know,
become the slave of the
yeah,
money
slave
instead
of
of
the
the
money.
money being your
So
slave.
let me tell you, my wife has she has access to my accounts.
Yeah,
Where a substantial part of my money, she has access to it. And also, when I need money, she gives. We don't starve each other of that money. Even recently, she still gave me a couple of thousands of pounds
that's it.
for a particular thing that we're doing.
Yeah,
You know, so she went to empty her savings. I'm just telling you that. So just is so that we don't talk philosophy. This is practical
that's
because she
true.
knows that where when I have the money, I give.
That's
So
it.
if you now need the money, maybe our children need money for certain project. Okay, fine. She'll go and empty it.
That's it. Because she knows
If
that the
if I need to have a direct debit that is not going, for example, we transfer money in between. Pam
that's
pam. That is the way it is. So it's like we see a man sees snake, the woman kills it.
that's it.
What we just want is that snake doesn't hurt anyone.
That's
Just
it.
kill it. So to me,
That's a
money is
very good one. That money is a slave you send on errands, which are flagged up. You shouldn't be a slave to money. So the husband's disposition to money should be, this is about my family. My family comes first. Anything I have, even if your wife says, I want to, no, like as long as she's not wasteful and she says, oh, baby, I see this here. Not that this month, Peruvian, that month, no, but maybe once or twice in a year. And so, baby, my husband, there's this kind of hair, you should be able to do it. She's your pride. Anything on her, people see it and appreciate you. So you should
yes.
maintain her, and no matter what, support her. And if we go to the last segment as we round up, so
Please,
we've said,
please, before you go to that last segment, let me just add something. I just
okay,
remembered a
sir.
particular story. You know, when you're talking about what what can cause bit of friction, maybe the husband not giving allowance and what have you. I remember
Mm,
my former pastor in our former church so many years ago. You know, pastor of a church, even wife is also a pastor, and he was preaching and saying they used to have that kind of bit of friction at the early aspect of their marriage. But your background, where you're coming from, also affect you, your attitude of whether you should give allowance to your wife or vice versa, or when it comes to financial matter. Imagine where the wife was from a polygamous home, and the husband is from closely knit family units.
polygamously.
So what happened was that the husband has been working, so he's been taking care of the family. Then the wife started working, and her salary she started keeping it to herself.
Mhm.
She will be buying things, go to the high street and what have you. The other one say, what happened now? You earn salary, we are not even seeing your brake lights. He said, is it not my salary? He said, it's your salary then. Okay. He was preaching, the wife was there. It's your salary, okay, no problem. Hold your salary. Okay, and I'll hold mine. And what
Mm,
have you. Do you know why? It was later they sat down, they now understood that it was the background of where each of them came from that affected them. The wife was from a very polygamous home where every wife has his own tents. It's like wife A, wife B, wife C. So me and my children, me and my children. So they are used to the mom having their own money and trying to keep the children. But
mm,
where the husband came from is my wife and I, the husband and wife, they had the money together. They were
mhm.
taking care of so it wasn't that the wife was prepared to be stingy or anything against the husband, but your background too can affect the way you feel
That's
about
it.
financial matters. So,
That's it.
okay, thank
True.
you.
So background, that's a very good one. Background can affect, yeah, can affect how we, which is very true, sir. And I resonate with that coming from a polygamous home. You just want to do your own thing. You want to protect yourself and your children because you don't know what that man is up to eventually. You don't know his grand plan. So that's security. There's so much insecurity, and you just want to do your thing. And I suppose, for me, when I do marriage counseling, that's one of the things I treat. I treat background there. Like you said, background affects people. Just don't assume they know.
Yes.
Don't assume couples know. Don't, and that's what I'm talking about, men. Don't assume. Some of the time we think they know. They don't know. It's their background that is still playing up in their brain It doesn't take the amount of time we've been in church. It's just our background which comes to play. So once we at a very comfortable place, a safe place, a place like a counseling place, you let people just express their mind. What's your disposition to this? How do you see this? Similarly, when you were talking, I was counseling some couple years ago, and the woman said to me, "No, Pastor, I can never do." The man wanted, if I've never seen a very open and forthright man like that, he wanted a joint account. And it's not as if he doesn't have money. He's the one that's highly paid. You usually men that will say, "I want a joint account." Maybe he's the one earning 2,000. The woman is having 4,000. Say, I want joint account, because you usually see men earning much, not wanting a joint account, because people are, she will take all my money. But this man, was earning the money, and the woman wasn't. He was a carer, and I was counseling them, and the man said, "I want a joint account, Pastor," and the woman said, "I don't." So I was like, "What's your problem? What are your issues?" She said, "Not that I don't trust him. I said, if you trust him." But then a background plate. She now told me of a story of our sister and her husband. They were married before, and they had joint account. How the woman used to suffer, because all this joint accounting can really go either way. Depends on the man. Was so a very strict man, to the extent that, wouldn't give the woman the flexibility. She said there was a time the woman went shopping and it was raining and she wanted to take a cab, was begging her husband to take £5, those extreme, from their joint account. The man went, "No, we are not touching the money," and everything. So the woman trekked and everything. So she said she was like, me money I worked for, and this kind of head. Do you understand? You go to the market, you see something £5 that will not break the bank. And so because of that, she's had, and the sister will beg her, will be crying to her for money, and she'll be borrowing. So she said, because of that, slave to money, like you said, he was just like, no. So that's a background as well. Just said to her, nah. No man is going to cage me because of my money. Let's do whatever we are doing together. Let me be at the liberty of spending my money. So background really matter, can affect our thinking. I just buttressed that. Thank you, sir. Now let's go to the final thing. So how do we, with most of it we've mentioned, before we go to the final one, for those of you that have not seen my book, one of the latest authors in that was, okay, so I've just authored a very good book. It's for singles and it's on relationship. It's called, it's actually based on my personal story of my marriage of 13 years. It's Lifting the Veil of Marriage, and it's called My Survivor Story, and it's written by Moi. You can see my good name there, Dolakwa Guru. So I spoke so much about several topics about making choices, red flags, hearing from God, discerning from God, the act of God, the will of God for us, our children, corporate destinies, married nuggets, relationship. There's several things, and how we can seek the face of God. And even it's for those going to marriages, and even for some of us in marriage, the difficult question of, am I divorcing? Am I leaving him? Like we're saying, is not conforming. How do we know that God is no longer there? And how do we know the heart of God? Because most of us still believe God doesn't speak, for us, and especially on things like that. So grab your copy. It's on Amazon. So Lifting the Veil of Marriage. You can get the ebook on Amazon, or you get the paper back. It's £9.95, and it's there. And if you want to buy directly from me, the link is on my Facebook page, Dolakwa Guru. Otherwise, just inbox me, and I'll post the copy to you, and then we'll make arrangement for payment. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, as we go to the last one, so how do we navigate the headship of the home? That's one of the things. How do we navigate it now, in line with everything that you have said, sir? How should our men, your advice to the men to navigate their headship? You've said most of the thing. Yeah.
Number one is some of the answers we've given earlier is that the men have to accept 100% responsibility, of the home. They have to. There must be a leader in the house, and they have to know that, okay, if anything goes wrong, it's me. If it goes right, fine. To God be the glory. They have to. Number two is understanding. There must be mutual understanding, amongst couples. Number three, just saying it from my heart, is sacrifice. Sacrifice. I'm not talking about sacrifice. You go to Rita Meta, you know what I mean. Compromises,
What did you call? What did you call number two, sir?
Understanding, mutual understanding.
Mutual understanding.
Yeah. We have to understand. For example, if the man earns less, the woman earns more. You have to understand. The woman mustn't gloat over the man because he doesn't have. Yeah. And at the same time, the man has to try and see how he can live up to responsibility. They must understand themselves. They must even understanding is synonymous with agreement, just like Amos 3:3 says. Can two work together except they agree? At least there must be some bit of things that pull them together. They are not just people who saw themselves in the streets and the next day they are married, So that understanding has to be there. And number four, maybe they can go back to how they were before, prior to the marriage. Because if things were not working well, I don't think the woman will say I do to the man's proposal. So, and then again, they have to communication. They have to talk. Communication, hard talks. They have to communicate more. That's how you navigate. You say your mind. If you're not happy about certain things, the other one can say your mind as well, so that you can come to compromise. And again, money too. Headship, money is key. Doesn't Bible say money answereth all things? Isn't it, Pastor? The Bible more than we small people.
Money is key. So what you are trying to say is our men should go out and work.
Yes, now, Pastor, if Dangote comes to your church today, you think you just place him sitting at the back? Even if he's a Muslim, you will honor him. You will sing, you are welcome in the name of the Lord. You will bring him to the front.
Well, we do that to everybody. So
I know, Pastor, but Dangote, you treat him better. Or $10, you treat him. You'll be fair to everybody. I'm just trying to crack a joke to say you will know this is not an ordinary person. That's what I'm saying. Money is key. Money is key. So
what about men that hand money and their women still disrespect them?
They don't earn the respect. And what I mean. The money is not everything. Money is not if it's everything, the richest man should be the happiest man. You still see men that have money, they still divorce. The richest people in the world, some of them are divorcing. So money is not the same. It's not one fit all. It's just a good ingredient. Because if there's no money in love can fly through the window. It's so simple. Love can fly through the window. Money too can lubricate love. You say you love. You're not taking your wife out on a dinner. You're not buying good cars for her. You're not giving her money to change her clothes or giving her a treat. She will love you, but poverty doesn't befit a relationship.
I found out that on Facebook, I'm part of this group. I think there's some group that you don't even know who joined you. So they show the picture. I won't mention the name of the man of God and his wife in Nigeria. And to be honest with you, the disparity is so much. So 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever, I can't remember the year that they started the ministry, their picture and what they are. In fact, people started saying, the woman is fairer now, and a couple of things. They say, hey, money. And you see, I love such groups. One of the things, I'm always silent there. One of the things I do is when I see such caption and I go to comments, I'll start reading people's comments. I'll start laughing in my home. That people, I love those comments. Some people will just be talking their rubbish. Some will say, the chai, who says money is not the ingredient? When money is there, love, you can love and everything. So it just goes to say, like you said, except a man really loses his respect, money is a very good ingredient. Let's say when the
Pastor Dolly, sorry. When you have money,
yes, sir,
your wife will change your name to darling,
to Oni,
to honey.
darling.
I'm telling you, you start having some epithets, some additional something like this. The way your wife will smile will be different. It's not that, don't get me wrong, it is now, and you're using it to take good care of her. She will change your name.
It's very true and very right.
And when you don't have money like this, your wife will be angry a little bit.
They will be angry.
They say, when you come back home, you are not putting anything. They say, I want to eat it.
Even for the virtuous women, in all fairness, even if we don't say your Gary is there, you see attitude. It's natural. You may not say it, you may not speak it. Let's assume you're not working, you're not providing, I'm struggling, I may not say it, but it comes out from my attitude. When you come in, oh, this own Jenny, where's my food? You want to kill me? Things kind of that. You don't say, Gary, I'm tired. Can't you make the food yourself? You've seen that I've been working all day. All these things. Meanwhile, if daddy is bringing money, hey, even if you cannot cook, you'll have gone to Calabar kitchen.
I'm telling you, Pastor Dolly, the plate she will use to serve will be different. Snail.
Because she wants you to take the money outside to look outside. She wants to take care of it, but when you are not doing anything, if they say daddy has not even come home, if he comes home, what will he be doing?
Indomie, there's Indomie there. Just
let him stay outside a bit more. Let us enjoy our life. So it's money. The Bible says money answereth all things. Yeah, it's the root of evil as well. But because the love of money is the root of all evil. Is the root of evil. Yeah. So
one of the ways to have the headship is, in terms of money, see, don't keep financial secrets from your spouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't. If you are open financially like that, it helps a lot. One of the key reasons why people divorce is money. Money matters.
Yeah.
When you don't have, when your wife knows that you don't, when you have, your wife knows you have, and you spend it rightly with her. When you don't have, women are not crazy now. They will understand. But when you have and they don't feel you, so when you don't have now, what is the difference now? Sorry to say.
That place of headship is very important as we're rounding up for our men. It's not that money is what gives you your place. Whether you're rich or you're not rich, whether you're earning or you're not earning, you are the head of the home. But to maintain your headship and to navigate it very well with ease, it is good for you to maintain the duty, the dictate of the office. Every office has its job description. Your major description of your office as the head of the home is to fend for your family. You are brought her from her mother and her father to take care of her, not to make her suffer. And then once you have children as well, to nurture and raise these children well. And it takes money, it takes wisdom, it takes grace of God. So you should make effort. Even if the money is not easily coming, you should go out, do whatever. Let your wife even tell you, you should be the one that the wife will say, my husband is trying. Okay, daddy, just come and relax. When a woman realizes you are making efforts, I trust my husband, is making it. Before you come home, she'll run the bath, she'll do things because she knows that but she just say, I've tried everything, needs my CV, would I kill myself? This country favors women more, Jerry. I will push your wife out there. A man was telling me yesterday about how another friend of his, the man will push the wife out to go and sleep. In fact, I think that's a topic I have to bring back. Maybe next week or so. It will be good if you're around. It's about a men talking to their wife about sex toy now. And we were talking, and the man said to me, I can't kill myself, so I had to buy this for my wife. I can't come and die on my wife. I hear it. He said nowadays that men are gassing, or that's the language he said. Pastor, nowadays that men are gassing on top of their wife. He said some are using a lot of things to really to stimulate themselves and carry on with the libido to be able to satisfy their wife. Said, I'm not getting younger. So if because her sex drive has increased, I'm the one that even bought it for her. When there are some things I listen to and I'm just like, okay, now God help us, you know. So as a man, so that we don't, because if we start that topic, we won't leave here tonight until we've gone past an hour. So it's good for our men. Please do whatever. Thank God we have a man. He's not a perfect man, and no man is perfect.
I'm
It's
not
just given
perfect
from,
too.
yeah.
I'm not
It's
perfect
just,
too.
yes, it's and same here. I'm not perfect. We're just giving from our wealth of experience, and we're trying to let our men understand that you're doing very well by the
Yeah.
grace of God, but you can do more for your family. Do all you can to maintain your headship. You are the head, nothing takes it. But to be able to navigate it easily with respect, with dignity, so that you don't lose your place, you don't lose that your command. It's good to go out to fend and support your wife, irrespective of what she's earning, how much she's bringing in. Let her
Yes.
know that this is you are me, and you are my responsibility. Don't let her think, oh, she's cuckoo making her money. I don't know if you want to put any rounding comments before we round up, sir.
Yeah, that's just it. Just men just have to assume responsibility
Mhm.
over the house. Make sure that you're making your efforts, and let it be transparent. The effort you're making. People should not be complacent. You should strive to try and be the head financially, even spiritually as well. That is part of what can you have to assume spiritual head of the house. It helps a lot to reduce conflicts, especially
Yeah.
financially. So may God help us.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been a blessing and a pleasure having you around. I wish I can bring you around for when we're talking about the sex toy. I can bring to you two men. You know, I know men and see what's going to happen. But I will talk about it. Definitely, there's going to be a woman's perspective from me and maybe a man or two, because we have to balance these things. Honestly, anyway, I'll see your availability. After dropping the phone from the man yesterday, honestly, I was confused myself, and I just thought, God, what a world we are in. And he was said, Pastor, I just have to do that. If I don't satisfy her again, then she's gonna go outside. And I'm just like, okay. So whatever we're saying, hold on to your home. There's so many layers in relationship nowadays that I don't know and I don't understand, but the Lord will have mercy upon us.
Amen.
I really appreciate your, sir.
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
I appreciate your openness and your time and your support, because men always relate with men and women relate with women. If I say these things, I'm not a man. They say, "Oh, don't worry, she's another one of them. She's a woman because she just wants our money." But as a man, the more you bless your wife, Mr. Brimall gave a lot of points which I've written down for you as you're watching the video. She's your wife. You beautify her and you're sowing into her life and into your marriage. So nothing takes from you. So don't think because she has, no, the more she has, bless her more, and then more comes to you. You're sowing a seed, like you said. Thank you so much for our viewers. Please share our video. Share it. Not that because of viewership, we're not taking anything. It's over 4 years I've been doing it. I'm not making any monetary gain from it. It's just to bless people's life. It's my give back. So please make this a give back for you as well. Share it to people. Let lives be. We don't want divorce. We want the home front to be healed. We want marriages to be stable. And the God of peace will abide with you in the mighty name of Jesus. If you're struggling,
Amen.
it's okay. I'm telling you, there's no marriage that's perfect. So just make an effort today to say, I'm going to live right. I'm going to do things in a better way. And the Lord will start healing your home in the mighty name of Jesus. And for those of you that want to go into marriage for the first time, that is the way it should be. The Lord bless you, Dr. Araba. Welcome. Thank you. I can cite you. So thank you so much, everyone. We are signing off tonight. And it's been a very good time with Mr. Brymer in the studio with us. And for every one of you that made the platform enjoyable to us. For Instagram family, it's a shame I tried to stream at the same time so that you see both of us, but I know you can hear us. Thank you for joining us, those of you that are there and the silent viewers. Until next week, Wednesday, same time, 8:30 p.m. We have something wonderful coming, brewing for the singles. I'm excited, but I won't tell you yet. Stay tuned. Very soon, once we agree on how the modalities, will let you know. Thank you so much, everyone. The God of peace abide with us, and the grace of the Lord overshadow our homes and our hearts in the mighty name of Jesus. Until next week, Wednesday, I come your way, I will not be missing, and you will not be missing. And the hand of the Lord will be upon us. Keep reigning, keep shining, and let mercy of God prevail for us in Jesus' name. Thank you, sir, one more time.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
God bless you, sir. Bye.